So originally I was going to do a live regarding doing some urban exploring around Leicestershire. But I've been getting a lot of hate recently through my DMs, etc., saying, listen, you are essentially a documentary channel going by all the videos and stuff on your channel. So why the hell are you not documenting like possibly one of the most relevant live situations in the country? So okay, here we go. We're doing a live stream while I'm a fat fuck and eat my food. Because quite clearly this is something close to your guys' heart. Yeah. So we're waiting for some more people to come on board before we start it properly. But basically, it's a very, very, very screwed up story. Because no one really knows the situation with Jay, where he is, what's going on or what. Okay? Which kind of makes it very hard to report on. Obviously. Hello to our viewer. So if you have just clicked on, if you have read the description, awesome. If you haven't, I'll explain. So predominantly, this channel is a documentary channel, yeah? I've been receiving a lot of hate for not documenting on this whole situation with Jay Slater, right? Now, Jay Slater is a 19-year-old lad who's gone missing for 5 days in Tenerife. Was there with some friends and all this sort of thing. Apparently he's now gone off into the mountains, gone off to some after party or whatever, after a rave, etc. And hasn't been seen again since, hasn't been contactable, etc. Some people are saying they viewed him, some saying they've bumped into him, they've seen him, etc., etc. Others are saying there's been no contact, he's been held ransom, he's been captivated or whatever. Now, because there are so many conspiracies, because there's so much like negativity or negative press mixed in with other press and everything, it's really, really hard to properly work out what is true and what is bullshit. And that is why at the moment LindenTV has not documented on this on this stuff, because it's really hard to work out what is actual fact and what's just hearsay. And that is the problem with this current situation. This is the problem when like news stories break. How the hell do I do a documentary about what's going on with Jay Slater? I mean, this is where you guys come in really helpful, because I'm not sure if you've seen the group on Facebook, the Jay Slater Discussions in Conspiracy Theory group. When I joined that, it had 23,000 members. It's now got 125,000. Yeah? 125,000 members. All of them coming up with all these different theories and conspiracies and all this sort of shit. Like blaming different people. The fact of the matter is, I don't know the truth. So I cannot sit here as a verified YouTuber on a verified YouTube account and say this is what's going on with Jay Slater, because no one knows. One thing I do hope is, like, if the conspiracies are true and the whole point of this Just Giving page has been set up, if the whole reason behind that is to come up with the ransom money to get him released, then I hope to God that that money comes into fruition. But I also hope to God as well that the GoFundMe that has been set up for this ransom money to get him back safely, I really hope that is what it's for, and it's not to buy extra gear and all this sort of stuff. Because by all accounts, there's conspiracies going around about people being drug mules and all this sort of stuff, yeah? My biggest thing is, I am really hoping, I am really praying, and with every inch of me, I'm hoping, hello Titan, I'm really hoping that this Jay Slater comes home safely. LindenTV Man 56. Hello, my friend. So I really am hoping that he comes home safely, because the thought of a 19-year-old guy, you know, being stuck out in the mountains all by himself in Tenerife, like potentially being captured, being kidnapped or whatever. So the idea of him being there out on his own is horrendous. Like, it's really not great. And I'd like to think that if I was in that situation, I would really like to think that people would be out there looking for me as well. But then, this is where it gets confusing, right? So, this GoFundMe set up, yeah? His mother flies out from Lancashire, flies out to Tenerife to apparently go and help find her son, and yet she then just stays in the hotel for the entire time. Doesn't leave the hotel complex at all, because apparently she can't bring herself to go and look in the mountains and try and find her child. Why are you there then? Like, if you want to be in a centralised base, surely staying at home where you can come back to somewhere would make a lot more sense. Unless, of course, you know, she wants to be there and be the first person to see him and go, oh, baby, oh my God, son, I've seen you. So this is why currently, like, as a channel, we haven't, like, done a documentary on this yet. Because no one really does know the truth. Until, like, a body or him himself is found, and I hope to God it's not a body. Like, I'm hoping and praying this guy is found. Because, you know, if he's made an error of judgment, and whether or not he did or didn't steal something, like, granted, some countries, if you steal something, they cut your hands off. Yeah? Cool, fair enough. Sound. You can live with that hand. Yeah? But if he's potentially stolen something and been killed for that, nah, come on. You know, it's 2024. Like, we don't need to go around killing people because they've stolen something. That's bullshit. Yeah? That is complete and utter bullshit. So, it's a really tough situation. And also, like, we pride ourselves here at LindenTV to, like, film things on location. And trying to get to Tenerife and be able to film this in a delicate, respectful way, like, it's going to take a lot of time. And, you know, we don't have that much free time on the channel. Like, you know, we, like, the rest of the guys who work here and stuff, we have jobs and commitments elsewhere. So that is why at the moment we haven't done a documentary on this channel. Because how do you document on something when you don't know, you don't know the facts, we don't know the truth. There's so much conflict, so many conflicting stories, so much bullshit flinging around with this poor situation. How do you know the truth? Honestly. I mean, if you guys think you know, or have any idea what the situation is, please enlighten me. But we need to talk facts. And as you've probably seen from all the documentaries on this channel, we don't deal in, like, what ifs, maybes, and all the rest of it. Yeah. Granted, my Jill Dando video ended with a conspiracy. Yeah. But ordinarily, we don't do that. We don't deal in, like, what ifs, maybes, and conspiracy. We deal in fact. Cold-blooded fact. How can you do a factual documentary about a situation that no one knows the facts about? It's that simple. You know, the only fact that we know is a 19-year-old guy called Jay Slater, like, left to go to Tenerife and has been out there, went to a rave, maybe or maybe not got himself into some trouble, ended up leaving his mate or mates, goes off into the wilderness with some random people, and no one hears from him since. Brilliant. That's That's literally the situation in a nutshell. That is all the factual stuff we know. Is that a 19-year-old guy is now walking around, or maybe not even walking around, is either being held somewhere or stuck somewhere with no way of getting help. Because apparently his phone was on 1%. Well, if his phone was on 1% 5 days ago, it's most definitely going to be dead now. The phone, that is, yeah? So it does make it incredibly difficult to know what the hell's going on. In case you're wondering. Other fast food restaurants are available, right? Maybe there should be like a product placement, something somewhere, saying like, you know, whatever. But yeah. So it's really, really difficult situation. I mean, because there is so much conspiracy, because there is so much like what ifs or whatever, or, you know, even so-called friends of his, they're giving so much hate to people because like they're trying to come up with this conspiracy, or trying to come up with a theory, or trying to come up with some way of helping, and they're getting so much hate for it. No one actually knows what the truth is regarding this poor lad. Yeah, I say he's a poor lad. He might have like he might have more money than I do, but at the end of the day, like the only fact we know, a 19-year-old guy has gone missing in Tenerife. Yeah, and is like the 9th person in 6 months to go missing on that island. Now, Tenerife has always been a very, very popular tourist hotspot. But if people keep going missing at that sort of rate, like 9 people in 6 months, I don't think their tourism industry is going to do particularly well as a result of all this. Yeah. So whoever is responsible for all these people going missing, they need to start knocking this shit on the head. Yeah, because you can't keep making people disappear. It's not right. Yeah, that's people's family. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is people's mums, dads, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, right? And now we're talking like a 6-year-old kid. 6-year-old kid went missing back in April. Where was all of his like coverage? Where was the news coverage for a 6-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl? Where was the coverage for them that went missing within 3 weeks of each other? I don't see the coverage of that. Up until recently, when it's gone, oh yeah, these people have gone missing too. Where's their coverage? Where's their media coverage? Where's their GoFundMe pages? And now suddenly, like, Jay goes missing. A GoFundMe page goes up 24 hours after his mum goes, oh, we're not going to ask for funding. Okay, sweetheart. 24 hours later, suddenly you're asking people for 30 grand. Although she's not done it herself, she's done it through this fucking friend of his, who miraculously has now come up with another GoFundMe for another £5,000. Hang on, what? How many GoFundMes does one person need? What, you now need 35 grand, do you? Some friend, by the way, that as soon as the going gets tough and the net starts closing in on people, suddenly you're back in the UK on your own. I thought you were his friend. Why aren't you out there to the bitter end helping search for your so-called friend? Why are you here when he's still out there, wherever the fuck he is? That doesn't seem right. That just seems stupid. That seems crazy. Why is this boy not being supported? Why is he not having everyone going to look for him? Why is his own mother not going looking for him? Yeah? She flies out to flipping, gets flown out for free to Tenerife to go look for her son, to then go sit by a pool in an all-inclusive and not move. She should be getting charged for that flight, getting charged for that hotel room if she's not going to go out and look for her son like she said she was going out there to do. Go look for him. Yeah? If that was my child, I'd be out there every single day and night, looking for that boy, shouting at the top of my lungs, come on, come home, come get me, come find me. Wouldn't be sat by a pool 24/7, being like, oh yeah. I'd be grateful for, you know, getting out there, but I'd be doing everything I can to try and find my kid. It's crazy, honestly crazy. Let's hear your thoughts. Because the only way, potentially, we can get to the bottom of this is from people like you. Everyday normal people sharing your thoughts and opinions. It's the only way it's going to help. It's the only way it's going to work. It's the only way we're going to get anywhere. And not being funny, but I think this Jay guy really needs our help. You know? Put it this way, if I didn't have any commitments, I would be out there myself. I don't know who he is. The amount of random people that have just gone out to like Tenerife to try and help him, try and find him, is insane. Even the locals are trying to find this 19-year-old. But why is this one specific 19-year-old getting so much coverage, so much media, when the other 8 people that have gone missing on the island have had nothing, or had very little? Doesn't seem right, does it? You know what I mean? 9 people have gone missing on one island in the space of 6 months. But only one 19-year-old guy gets so much coverage. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Because honestly, like, you know, the title of this live says, Discussing Jay Slater. Yeah? If you don't know who he is, you must have been living under a rock. Or not in the UK, or parts of the world that's got access to, like, mainstream media. But basically, Jay Slater is a 19-year-old boy from Lancashire, England, that has gone out to Tenerife with some friends. Friends that are now back in the UK, may I add. Yeah, they've left him and come back here because, you know, the net's getting too tight or whatever. So they've now come back to the UK, leaving their friend lost in Tenerife. Okay, great. What a great friend you guys are. Yeah? If that was my friend being lost in Tenerife, you can bet your bottom dollar I'd be there trying to help him, help find him. I wouldn't be like, fuck it, it's the end of my holiday, I'm going home now. Nah, sorry. Like, it's even the same in this country. You go out as friends, as a group of friends together. You go out together, you come back together, and you stay by each other's side and keep each other's backs. Constant. End of story. Yeah? You don't just go and drop someone because the going gets a bit tough or people are asking awkward questions. Great. Good. Keep asking the awkward questions, because guess what? That's how you get answers. That's how you potentially find missing people. Yeah? There's currently a 19-year-old guy, either apparently in the mountains of wherever, or captured, kidnapped, or whatever by whoever these people are, yeah, and now asking for a 30 grand ransom. So he's either been captured and kidnapped, or he's now wandering around aimlessly around the streets of, or around the fucking streets of Tenerife and the mountains of Tenerife or whatever, on his own. Like, not being funny, the latter is far more, well, both are very serious, yeah. But, or the absolute crux of it, and the worst case scenario, that kid's been killed. You know? It's been 5 days. There's no actual confirmed sighting. No actual confirmed contact. It's not looking good. Like I said, I hope to God he's not dead. I hope to God he gets found. I really hope to God he gets found. But the longer this goes on, the more and more conspiracies you see online, or you read online. You know, granted, there's so many of them are just like keyboard warriors, but it's horrendous. Thank you very much. Guess what? That's probably because I am. Nice. Tell me that I look like a gay. Brilliant. Have you not realised, by the way, that gay and homosexual means exactly the same thing? Are you that uneducated? But you're a troll that all you're going to turn around and go, oh, you basically look like a gay. Brilliant. Okay. Try and explain to me then how you look like a straight homosexual. Good luck with that one. Now back to the point in hand. Yeah? Fuck the trolls. I don't give a fuck about you. I want to talk about the guy, a guy at hand who's gone missing and could potentially be dead right now, rather than some stupid idiot turning around saying, you look like a gay homosexual, which basically means exactly the same thing. Brilliant. Well done, you. I'm so glad you've learned 2 words this week in your spellings. Congratulations, and well done. You spelled them correctly. I'll give you 10 out of 10. Congratulations, 100%. Gold stars in the post. Right? Let's get back to Jay Slater. 19-year-old lad. Leaves the UK. Goes to Tenerife with his friends. And then goes to a rave. Ends up completely missing. Like, what are your guys' thoughts? Honestly, because, like I said, it doesn't look great right now. Well, James, for starters, like, your name says the one and only Nicole. Yeah? So, if you're also a gay homosexual, well, not being funny, but all you got to do is say, I'm gay. Yeah? Or you look gay. Because a gay homosexual, sorry fella, homosexual means gay. Simple. But yeah. It's Jay Slater. You now know what happened. You now know what the whole story about him, right? Thank you for retracting your messages, the one and only Nicole. I appreciate that. But you guys now know the situation regarding this guy, yeah? But the whole point of doing a live show about this rather than a documentary was James a bugger too. What are you talking about? Who the fuck is James? Yeah, I don't know. Jay Slater is a guy who's gone missing in the fucking mountains of Tenerife. Right? Don't start being a troll and being a dickhead because you're trying to be funny. Okay? That's not the way this works. Trying to do a live about something, I'm getting a lot of hate for not doing a documentary on. So don't be a knobhead. Right? To those of you currently watching, I'm hoping you guys are going to be a lot more serious and normal than this other person. Trolls are always great. Love it. Carry on though, I will block you from commenting on mission. But yeah, so what are your thoughts? Where do you think this Jay Slater is? Bear in mind his name's Jay, not James. Right? Jay. Jay. Right? Jay Slater. Granted, he sounds like he should be a cast member from EastEnders. On a cat's offspring or whatever. But that's not the situation. Yeah? It's a 19-year-old kid who's gone missing. That's shit. That is pure crap. Right? If I had a 19-year-old member of my family that went out to Tenerife and then goes missing, bet your bottom dollar I'd be out there right now looking for him. But his own mum apparently went out there to try and help him, and then was like, I can't bring myself to go look for him. So instead, he's going to sit around the pool. In this day and age, waiting for answers never ends up particularly great. And it sure as hell doesn't end very nicely. I just hope to God, really hope to God, this guy's alright. I've never met him. I have no idea who he is. Never met him, never spoken to him, never had any dealings with him as far as I'm aware. But that's irrelevant. And that's not important. The fact of the matter is, someone is missing, either captive or has been captured, kidnapped, held against their will, or is just free roaming around the mountains and countryside of Tenerife on their own. There's only so long people can last without food and water. So what's your thoughts? Let me know. Because right now, I'm at a loss. And this is why we haven't done an actual full-on documentary about this situation, because I'm at a loss trying to find out information. It's all either one way or the other. It's either full of conspiracy or saying stuff that just, frankly, sounds completely unbelievable. Even if you read the papers and all like the media articles and stuff about this, it just sounds completely unbelievable. Like, why would someone just wander with random people they've only just met rather than sticking with their friends? It makes no sense at all, right? Makes no sense in any way, shape, or form. What also makes no sense is the fact that, say, those friends that he was with at the time of going missing are now safely tucked up back in the UK. Yeah? They're not being questioned by the police or anything. Apparently, one of them has allegedly been arrested. But again, that's there's no confirmation on anything. The only confirmation we have right now about this entire situation is there's a 19-year-old boy, or a 19-year-old lad. I can't say boy because he's not a boy, he's an adult. There's a 19-year-old lad just wandering around or stuck somewhere in Tenerife. Now, that to me just seems shit. Completely and utterly shit. So, I don't know if you guys have seen something that maybe I've missed. Maybe you've seen an article, maybe you've heard a conspiracy, maybe you've heard an allegation or something that maybe I haven't heard. Maybe I'm not aware of. If that's the case, jump on the comments and let me know. Because at the end of the day, I can only report on the stuff that I know. This is why when we do like any of the documentaries that have appeared on my channel, they are researched thoroughly, fact-checked, left, right and centre, before we even go to the point of writing scripts, going out filming, going out on location. It's really hard to fact check something that is still a growing story and a growing thing. Because where are your facts coming from? There's no one to get facts from, because no one really knows the situation. No one knows what's going on. The only people who know is the lad himself, right? His friends, and or, God forbid, whoever it is who's got hold of him, has captured him, kidnapped him, or dare I say, done something bad to him. Like, and sadly, the longer the time goes on, the latter looks like it could be a case of that's what's happened. That something really bad's happened to him. And that would be dreadful. If that is honestly the case, that would be so shit. Because no one deserves that. You know? Admittedly, like, there's been like rumours, again, it's all rumours and allegations, but there's rumours and allegations that basically he stole like a Rolex or something from some Tenerife mafia person or Spanish mafia person. Not being funny, stealing a Rolex does not warrant being kidnapped, captured, potentially hurt for the sake of a watch. Plus, if he stole it, yeah, then, and he's been captured on the way from this rave to then, or from an after party or whatever, if he's stolen it at that point, he's still very much going to have that item on him. Yeah? So therefore, catch up with him. If you've got hold of him, just take that item back and let him go. Yeah, there's no need to be like hurting someone. There's no need to be like, you know, finalising somebody, if that is what's happened. Again, we don't know. It's all speculation. And it certainly doesn't need like a so-called friend of his to be setting up a GoFundMe page to the tune of 30,000 quid. Whilst, as I say, his friends are now back in the UK safe and sound. And his mum is out in a hotel in Tenerife and then tells the press that she can't bring herself to go look for her child. Sorry, what? If that was my kid, I'd be out there 24/7, like I said earlier. Be out there all the time, searching high and low, renting a car, going around the entire island, going to the most remote parts of that island, going everywhere, knocking door to door with a photo. Have you seen this person? Why is that not happening? Why is no one literally going door to door, knocking on people's doors, saying, excuse me, have you found this person? Have you seen this person? Have you seen this person, like, wandering around or whatever? Why are people not going around, like, all times of day and night? Why is there not, like, roadblocks and stuff to, like, you know, any suspicious movement and this sort of shit? Just, like, people being stopped and pulled over and having their cars searched and this sort of thing. You know? But like I said, you look online, you may get a factual article, but then straight away after that, you'll be met with conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory. And let's face it, conspiracy theories aren't helpful because it just instantly makes everyone assume the worst or think the worst or fear for the worst. That's not helping anyone to then find a missing person. Again, yeah, that is something I've heard. I have heard about the whole issue with drugs and this sort of stuff, and I do agree with you that you have got a serious problem. But then, surely doesn't that mean it's more important to, like, go find this guy, get him into rehab? You know what I mean? Actually, like, do things that are going to be worthwhile to this dude. Put him in rehab. Get him some, like, you know, some drug rehab or whatever. You know, I mean, I'll be honest, when I found out about this attack on a young lad, because he was under the age of 18, all he got given was, like, community service. Sorry, what? Community service? That's insane. Literally insane. You know, he should have got at least arrested for that. Honestly, the signal tonight is horrendous. So yeah, we need people. You know, I don't really understand, like, why his mum's out there if she's not going to help try and find him. I don't understand how he got away with such a minimal sentence after a horrendous attack on someone. But at the same time, like, drugs do really shit things to people, and they do. You know, they do fuck people's lives up. And again, if the conspiracy is true about him apparently nicking like £15,000 worth of drugs off someone, well, potentially that could be why there's a £30,000 GoFundMe page. Yeah. But then again, should people in the UK really be responsible for, like, paying off some guy's drug debt? Granted, if it means he gets released, perfect. But guess what? Realistically, surely, upon that situation, yeah, get him released, get him back to the UK. Obviously, that's a very humanitarian thing to do. But surely the other humane thing to do would then be, when he's back in this country, make him repay that £30,000 to these men and women across this nation who have essentially paid for his release, who has paid to basically save his life. Surely he should be made to pay that back if it does turn out that this is all for drugs. Because if this nation, if working men and women, or even men and women in this country who are not working, are donating, like, maybe their last £5, for example, until they next get paid from UC or PIP or whatever, right? If they're donating their last £5 to try and help and aid get this guy home, surely, when he does then get released and brought back to this country, should he not be made to pay that back? Because I'm not being funny. That's the only logical thing to do. It's the only fair thing to do. And if he's not made to do that, I'll be horrified. I'll be horrified for two reasons. One, because he's conned the nation out of money. But two, you know, he gets 30 grand paid off for him. Great, cool. It means he's safe. It means he's not going to get hurt, injured, etc. But at the same time, it also means, like, he's not learned his lesson. Because it's not caused him any aggro, any inconvenience. So chances are he may then go and do it again somewhere else. Get in the same situation, but like, oh, people helped me out last time, they're going to help me out again. Well, guess what, sweetheart? That's not going to happen. Because I'm pretty sure if he then goes to, like, you know, Morocco or Cuba or whatever else and gets in trouble with drugs again, that many women in this country will be like, well, he didn't fucking learn last time, so I'm not helping him out again this time. Fuck him. And then it could be a point where he gets killed. Murdered. Disposed of. That's not what we need. So if he does get to a point whereby he gets released because of the very thoughtful men and women in this country who have gone out of their way to get this 30 grand together, I really hope and pray that there is some sort of sanction that makes you have to pay that back to all the people who donated. If nothing else, say thank you. Like, thank you for saving my life. Thank you for getting me out of the shit. Because if he's not made to pay that back, like I said, he ain't going to learn fuck all. Will not learn anything at all. Now, you guys may disagree with me. You may think I'm the biggest tosser in the world for saying that sort of shit. But I'm sorry. It only seems fair. It only seems like the right thing to do. You know? Because, let's face it, if you con people out of money whilst you're in this country and you get caught out for doing so, you will get put before the justice system and you will most likely be told you've got to pay back every single penny. So if it applies here, surely it should apply in Tenerife as well. Especially as you're a UK resident and it's people of the UK that have paid £30,000 potentially for your release. The least you can do is give that money back to them afterwards. But like I said, it's so hard to find out the facts on this. It is really, 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 really difficult. And I'd like to know what you guys are thinking. Griffin has made a very, 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 very strong point that if you can go around doing that sort of shit to people, then you've clearly got a serious problem. Yeah. And I do strongly agree with that as well. That poor lad who was literally beaten up by James or Jay and 8 of his friends with a machete, golf clubs. That's horrendous. Like, how can anyone think that's okay? By the way, if you're wondering what I'm eating, this, my friends, is the hat-trick burger from McDonald's. And I'll tell you what, it is absolutely stifled. The whole meal, or whole large meal, £7.69. What a cool number. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. Because again, he's not the first person to go missing in Tenerife this year. In the 6 months of the year we've had already, he's the 9th person to go missing. 2 of those people were under 6 years, or about 6 years old. If you go by what the Telegraph said. Where was their media? Where was the media coverage for the other 8 people that have gone missing this year? You don't see them being flown, like their family's been flown out for free. Because he's a 19-year-old guy who, you know, apparently may or may not have been kidnapped. What about the other people? What happened to them? What, they just wander off, did they? You know, have a word. Hello, Elric. How are you? Eric, how are you? Good to meet you. Thanks for coming aboard. Do you have any thoughts or opinions on the whole situation with Jay Slater, the 19-year-old gone missing in Tenerife? If you know about that situation. If any of you, post your thoughts in the comments right now. I'd love to know what you're thinking. And will help us discuss things a lot better. Because right now, this burger is delightful. This is amazing. This is sex in the bun, I'm not lying to you. No, this is great. In a very dismal, crappy Leicester right now. We are currently at Foss Park in Leicester, by the way. So, this is banging. So, how much was it? Oh no, so light. £8.3 for a large hat-trick meal. Looking beautiful. So there are the reasons, ladies and gents, why LTV have not done a full-blown scheduled documentary about the disappearance of Jay Slater. Because there is just not enough factual evidence as to what's really happened. You know, mainstream media is saying one thing, his mum's saying something completely different, his friends are back in the UK saying something completely different again. So who the hell are you supposed to believe? How can you make a factual documentary without knowing the facts? You can't, and this is why we haven't. Like I said, we are currently live. Let me hear your thoughts. Because well, just because it makes the whole situation so much more interesting. But I do agree, this guy desperately needs some help. He needs help for his violence, he needs help for his drug addictions. And what does concern me as well, actually, the way his mum turned around and goes, oh, he's a good boy. Is he? Really? Him and 8 mates took a machete and golf clubs to some lad. Literally caved his head in. But he's a good boy. What the hell is your definition of a bad boy then? It is insane. But then again, this is the same mother who then gets flown out to Tenerife for free. Gets put in a hotel for free. Out there, openly admits that she can't bring herself to go and look for her son. What sort of mother are you? I'm sorry to say it, folks, but if you can't bring yourself to go and look for your 19-year-old lad, what sort of a parent are you? You know? Not being funny, but even when I've been in my 20s, right? If I had a row with a member of the family and wandered off, you can bet your bottom dollar someone's come to look for me. If you're a parent to a 19-year-old lad who could have got himself into shit in whichever way, shape or form that shit has started, yeah? If you can't be bothered or can't bring yourself to go look for him, ask yourself the question, what sort of parent are you? Because I've been trying to say not particularly like caring one, to be fair. Yeah, it's nice you're going out there. Great. What, you're going out there just to sit around the pool? Sorry, what? Get out there and look for your child. I would not care how old my son or daughter was. If they were missing in Tenerife and I got there to look for this person for free, I would not stop until I found them. Maybe that's just me, but I definitely would not stop until I found my child. Not on your life. Because bringing them home safely would be my only priority. Like I said, it's 30,000. A hell of a lot of questions. Like, what on earth is that for? Food in hotels and stuff, because they're being put up in hotels and being fed for free. So quite clearly, it's not for that, as no matter how much they try and tell you that it is. Which therefore does fuel the conspiracy theory that he has been kidnapped, and that's the ransom figure. £30,000. Which, by the way, is a hell of a lot of money. £30,000 as a ransom figure is a shit ton of money. I mean, granted, if you're a celebrity, 30 grand's fuck all. Yeah? You know, if a footballer's kid goes missing, for example, or gets kidnapped, you know, 30 grand to them is probably not a lot of money. Which is why they probably ask for like £300,000, £400,000, £500,000. That's a shit ton of money for them. But to everyday folk, like this Jay's family, yeah, 30,000 quid's a lot of money for a ransom. And I'm not being funny. Like, that's what I'm saying. Genuinely, if this is for a ransom, and he does get released because of the whole story about apparently stealing drugs or stealing a watch or whatever. If they are literally saying 30 grand to go and have your child back, right, how are you going to repay that 30 grand? Because decent men and women from this country have paid for your release. How are you going to pay them back? And if he refuses, literally, he's in that airport, gets captured by customs, put straight into rehab, get himself clean off the drugs and stuff, and still have to pay back that 30k. Whether that comes directly from his benefit that he gets or whatever, yeah, pay that money back. So otherwise, what lesson do you learn? You don't. And like I said, if that's the case, if he doesn't learn, could go to another country, fall in the same trap again, and be like, that's alright. My friends and family will do a GoFundMe. They helped me last time, they're going to help me again. No, sweetheart, that's not how it works. So that's what my theory. You know, granted, this is a discussion. That's my discussion. Now I want to hear from you, my viewers, because you guys probably have far better ideas than what I do. And I absolutely want to hear them. Because ordinarily, you, my viewers, especially on these lives, normally have some really pretty decent ideas and conversations and stuff. So, what are your thoughts? You know, okay. Do you guys think if he is released and this money that he needs is a ransom figure, yeah, is a £30,000 ransom, do you think upon his return to the UK he should be made to pay that money back? Because I do. And I legit think it's the only way it's going to learn. And granted, but I genuinely think it is the only way he will learn and potentially turn his life around. So let's hypothetically say, yeah, this GoFundMe for 30 grand is as a ransom to release him from whoever it is that's got hold of him, yeah. So these people then get their 30 grand. He gets released, gets reunited with his mum, or whoever it is that's out there to meet him, comes back to the UK, gets grabbed by the UK security forces, like immigration, for example. No questions asked, no options or whatever, put straight into drug rehab to get him clean. And then when he comes out of there, gets before a judge, and then taken from his benefit every week, fortnight or month or whatever, has, I don't know, a certain percentage taken out of his benefit every time he gets paid to start paying back the £30,000 that was paid to get him out of his dangerous situation. Because then not only will he be clean, he'll be repaying his debt to the nation for the men and women who've gone out of their way to help save his life and get him home, and at the same time, like, doing something worthwhile. And also have a clause put in there that if he's caught like hanging around with people who like associate with drugs or do drugs in any way, shape or form within like 2 years of being released from rehab, for example, he then gets put inside for X amount of time. So maybe put him like a 2-year suspended sentence. Caught doing drugs or around drugs or whatever within those 2 years, he goes to prison. But in the meantime, has to repay the 30 grand that he's been donated to get home. That to me sounds like a very logical thing to do. You know what I mean? You're repaying your debt to society, you're repaying your debt to the nation of thankless men and women who have given as much as they can to try and help him out. And they're not asking for anything in return. But I guarantee you they've been conned because, like, you know, oh, it's for this, that and the other, it's for blah 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 blah. And it turns out it's actually a ransom for, like, you know, drug money or whatever. People are gonna, there's gonna be uproar. People are gonna want their money back. And it's only right that he pays it. But do you guys agree with me, or do you think I'm just being an absolute cunt? Mr. M, no, we've had this conversation before. I'm definitely not. I love how you always ask that question. You asked for my Heathrow live as well, bro, and I told you. No, I am definitely not. I don't know how you think I can be. I mean, look. Definitely not. Yeah? And that's not the point of this live either. The point of this live is discussing what should happen should Jay get home. Or even what's happened to him. You know? Shout out to the LGBT community. Yeah, but can you give me a shout out? Most definitely. But I am not trans. Are you? Are you trans? Because I'm not. But yeah. So that's my thoughts on Jay Slater. What are your thoughts? Come on, guys. Help me out here. Let me know what your thoughts are. Because without you guys, there is no there's no discussion. And I will also reiterate, I've never met Jay Slater. Never met him, never spoken to him, nothing. But because I have had so much hate for not doing a documentary on his disappearance, this is why we're doing this live right now. To give you guys the opportunity to voice your thoughts, your opinions, discuss his disappearance in a safe place. Like, there'll be no hate, there'll be no judgment. Let's just hear what you got to say. In case anyone's wondering, by the way, what LGBT or the LGBT community is, that's the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community, along with every letter that follows on afterwards. And number, because there's now numbers in it as well, which is crazy. So yeah, they are my thoughts on Jay Slater. Let's hear yours. Because otherwise it'd be a very, very boring discussion. Anybody? Somebody, anybody, please, talk to me. Bearing in mind we've sat in the car park now for like an hour and a half. Thankfully you get 3 hours maximum stay, which is cool. Ugh. Also, why does everyone try up and down this part of the fucking car park? Even if I wanted to leave, I can't. There's too many cars walling around, getting in my way. So yeah, that's the situation we find ourselves in, guys. The whole situation with Jay. What's your views? What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? Because I think I've spoken at length tonight what my thoughts and opinions are. I'm dying to hear yours. Currently got one person viewing. Let's see what you got. Let's see your thoughts. Let's hear yours. Anyone gonna talk? Drop a comment. Start discussion. Let's see where we go. No? Alright. Well, I will leave this live up on my page. So hopefully at a later date you guys will talk, and then we can go from there. But thank you guys tonight. That's my thoughts and opinions anyway regarding this whole Taylor thing. And let's just hope and pray that he is found. He does get home safely. And let's just hope that nothing bad's happened to him. I mean, it's for the people. But let's face it, 2 wrongs don't make a right, yeah? And at the end of the day, like, we all get led astray, we all make mistakes. It's only, you know, it's never nice to think that because we fucked up, that they're also going to get fucked up too. Yeah? Granted, 2 wrongs don't make a right. But at the same time, a show of compassion could go a long way. Rehab could help them out no end. And definitely, if it is a case of the fact that, you know, money's being used to pay off a drug debt, damn straight he's got to pay it back. I'll see you all soon, guys. Remember, LindenTV. Miss it? Miss out.